Which is me. I didn't think I was going to make it tonight. Just leaving a birthday party for the legendary George Daniels. I didn't know we were that close in birthdays. Definitely not an age. He's got me by about 15 years. Good evening and welcome to Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed, but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Right here on WOSD Radio DB Chicago, WDLB Indianapolis, and the best music of your life.com. WRLN, a radio media station. It is your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, officially check in. Our phone number here is 773-675-2400. That's 773-675-2400. You can call me up if you'd like. It's up to you. Coming up in our last hour, we do a little thing we call foreplay. No, it's not what you think if you're a new listener. It's not what you think. It's 4 songs by one of your favorite artists or groups, male or female, right here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, and Troop. I had queued it up to the part that I wanted to start. Oh, well. Must have been all those Coronas that I had. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. That is Dr., not DJ, Dr. Al Greer. Here's Troop, and all I do is think of you. It's Bedtime Stories. Hey, Queen. Because, so what you gonna do? I know. All the time. Spank that. This thing keeps coming off, I swear. What's up, Queen? I love you, Queen. I love you. If nobody else tells you, then who else will? And means it. I love you. Thank you. All these other, so-called folks, these phony folks, I'm letting you know. You know, I'm letting you know. I'm putting you on blast right now. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-mm. I thank you because you didn't have to. You didn't have to. Ronnie, what's going on? You didn't have to go out with me. You could have said, well, I got something else to do. Oh, I got to get up in the morning. Oh, I got to do this. You know, the fact that you said yes and others said, I don't know. Well, I'll let you know. Like, okay, you said yes. That means more to me than anything else. It really does. You know, and once again, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I ain't talking about you. You stood me up for my party. I'm like, really? You brought your daddy with you. You stood me up, Ronnie? Really? Yeah, I'm talking about you. I'm like, you stood me up. I, I, I'm sorry. I just don't take kindly to being stood up. I just don't. I'm just playing, girl. I'm only serious. Anyway. Mm-mm. I know. I'm just playing with you. I understand. Trust me. Trust and believe. My mom, you know, my mom was sick, and, you know, my brother was there at the house with him. It was probably the best thing he ever did. Everything else, yeah. But the fact that he was there for my mom, it speaks volumes. When I couldn't be there, he was there. So that's it. But I would have loved to have seen your dad with Gene Chandler. hmm That would have been so cool. But I understand. You know, see, I understand more than you think because I don't have my parents. I don't. You know, it breaks my heart. I tell people all the time, I don't have family. I mean, I got, people on my mom's side, people on my father's side. The last time I saw my family, which was at my Aunt Beverly's funeral. Oh, cuz I gotta call you. Oh, cuz I'm gonna keep in touch with you. Oh, cuz we gotta do something. hmm The daughter of the first DJ in our family, my favorite cousin, daughter of my favorite uncle. Don't have very many favorite uncles, but my uncle Paul was one of my favorite uncles. Why? Because he showed me how to hook up equipment before Richard Pegee, Herb Kent, all the rest of them. He showed me how to hook up equipment. So therefore, he set me on the path for what was to become my entire being, my entire future, for everything that I became. It was my Uncle Paul. We called him Pookie. Everybody got one in their family. It was my Uncle Pookie that showed me how to plug stuff up. White to white, red to red, input, output. That was it. I hooked up a surround sound system in 5 minutes in my house because of my Uncle Pookie. That was it. Loved him. Last time I saw him, we were at my brother's house playing pool. He let me beat him in pool. He let me beat him. I was so proud that I beat him. I was like, yes, that ball went in there. He looked at me and like, I love y'all. From the albums both Love Sexy and the Black Album, Prince When Two Are in Love, right here on Bedtime Stories with the Peanut Butter Brother, Dr. Al Greer. Thank you so much for those who came out to my party and for those who couldn't make it. I understand. Like Latanya Lynn Garrett, she works third shift over at La Rabida. So I understand she couldn't show up. Plus, she got another job. She's trying to be like me, Jamaican. I understand. I really do. But Latanya, I got to tell you this. And don't be mad because I'm putting you on Front Street. But you and them lips, girl, I'm telling you, when I see you, I'm just gonna come up to you. I'm just gonna kiss you because your lips are just like they. Anyway, let me stop before I get in trouble. It's Bedtime Stories on WOSD Radio, DB Chicago, WDLB Indianapolis and Chicago, and of course WRLN, the best music of your life, a radio media station. It's your Dr. Al Greer. Hello to Ronnie. Thank you, Ronnie. I know that you couldn't. If you could come to my party, I know you would have been there. And I understand. I understand. I mean, I don't have my parents anymore. And I understand that you have to be there for him, every step of the way. He probably, it's like when we're kids, we lean on our parents. Our parents are everything to us. We lean on them like, I need this mama, I need this daddy. And now that they're of a certain age, it's like they need us. They need to lean on us. And Ronnie, I wouldn't care about you not coming to my party. You missed it. I understand. Because you still have your parent. You still have your father. And I understand. But Latanya, you and them lips, good Lord. I can't stand you, girl. I can't stand you. He puts those lips on Facebook. It's like saying hello to Miss Hollywood. I'm like, yeah, we'll just when I see you, I'm gonna just walk up to you and just plant one right on your lips, girl. I don't care who's watching. I just don't care. Your lips. Your lips. That's all I'm gonna say. Here's Eugene Record on Bedtime Stories. Girl, please, I understand. Latanya, I'm gonna let you all know. I'm at Williams and Pizza. I had 4 beers, so I'm feeling kind of right now. Okay, so please forgive me because I might say anything. But Latanya, you going, girl? I'm gonna just walk up to you. Hey, girl, kiss you. I'm just gonna kiss you. That's all. I'm just putting you on notice. I'm just letting you know. When I see you, I'm gonna kiss you. Okay? Just letting you know. You know. You have got, well, you already know. I don't even have to tell you. I don't even have to tell you. You know, you know. It's like on Instagram. What is your name on Facebook on Instagram? It's like you know it. You know it. I don't have to say anything. Anyway, Ronnie, you take care of your dad, okay? Don't worry about me. You missed my party. It's cool. But you take care of your dad because, like I said, when we're younger, we need them. When they're older, they need us. And I don't care how many people that I've had to take out, you know, out of church, walk them to their cars, so on and so forth. You know, hey Al, could you walk sister so and so or mother so and so to her car? Sure, I sure can. I sure can because I don't have a mother. So yeah, I'll be happy to walk Mother Richardson, Mother Fanny, whoever to their car, to the car. I, it's cool. I understand. I wish I could walk my mother to the car. You know, my mom. And don't let me start talking about my mama because I will start crying. She was my all in all. She was my everything. She was my roadie. She was my first roadie. She carried crates of records. She tried to carry speakers, but they were too damn heavy. She drove me to my gigs. She made sure I got paid. She saw something in me that I didn't see in me. She took me to my first job to go get it. She said, go in there and go get your job. And that was at WLTH Radio in Gary, 40 years ago. She said, you go in there and get that job. Came right back out. She sat there. It's like, came back, got the job, Mom. She said, I had no doubt in my mind. I was like, wow. She saw something in me that I didn't see. A few years ago, when I first started my own radio station, this was like 6, 7 years ago, I said, Mom, this ain't working. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm about to go in there and shut this station down. She said, baby, you came out dancing. This is all you've ever done. This is all you know how to do. She said, you better not shut it down. This has been your dream since you were a kid. This is all you do. Music is your life. And you've done it all of your life. Even when you were a baby, we would put a radio in your crib so that you could go to sleep. We had to keep plenty of batteries because once that transistor radio went out, you would wake up. She prepared me. My dad prepared me for what was to become my career for the rest of my life. On Sunday and Thursday, I work at a radio station here in Chicago on 59th and Michigan. My boss asked me once, how do you know if the station goes off the air? I says, because I hear it. She said, but you're laying on the couch asleep. I said, if I don't hear anything going on, then I know that the station went off the air and I will wake up. If I hear dead silence, I said, I have my parents to blame for that. If it's dead silence, I wake up. My head goes up like, I'll run in the studio, put the music back on, go back to sleep. And luckily, I haven't had to do that. Like I was telling this lady tonight, I said, my mother was my rock. She was my first roadie. She was my first big fan. Not only was she my biggest fan, but a lot of other guys who were at Horace Mann, they loved my mama. They used to always ask me, how's your mama doing? This was back when I had the station over on 79th and East End. They always asked me, how is Mrs. Greer doing? I said, why don't you go over there and see? She's still at the same place. She said, okay. They said, okay. She was everybody's mama. Carl Dobbins can tell you, she was everybody's mother, not just Chris and mine, but everybody. The Stricklands, the Walls brothers, everybody. She was everybody's mama. You know, Joe Richardson, you name them. They were, you know, she was right, everybody. She was everybody's mama. Because when their own parents put them down, my mama never turned her back on any one of those Horace Mann students. I can walk down the street right now and they ask me, how's your mama doing? I said, she gone. They said, your mama saved my life. Eugene Booker Records, who was born December 23rd, 1940. Yeah. We were born on the same day, and every year Mr. Record would call me or I would call him, and we would both say happy birthday to each other. We were born on the same day, but of course, years apart. I remember the last time I saw Mr. Record. I went to his house because I hadn't heard from him. I went to his house. I came in. The nurse met me at the door. She said, wait right here. She went upstairs to get him. He came back. He never came down the steps. I looked at him through a series of mirrors. He could see me. I could see him. We talked for about maybe 5, maybe 10 minutes. He said, I'm going to go back in my room now, Brother Greer. I said, but I'll see you soon. I said, okay. Eugene Record walked back into that room and went to sleep. And I never saw him again. The lady said, I don't know who you are, sir, but he doesn't come out his room for anyone. You must be special. Eugene Record made his transition that year, 2006. I never will forget it. He was one of the nicest men I ever met in this business. And it can be a lot of assholes in this business. Yeah, I said it. But he was one of the nicest guys that I ever met. And I met him when I was a teenager. His nephew, Mel Thompson, took me over there. I said, I don't believe that that's your uncle. He said, my uncle's one of the Shawlites. I'm like, shut the front door. And there he was sitting there at the kitchen table, eating grains with his fingers and eating cornbread all mashed up. I said, that's a real brother right there. That's a real brother. Eugene Booker Record. He and I were born on the same day, December 23rd, and I never will forget him. His Force MDs and Tender Love. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories. Whoo! Oh boy, I'm sorry. Whoo! Whoo! He was one of the nicest guys I've ever met in this messed up business. He was real. He was real. He was real. And ever since then, he was replaced by another Gene, and that's Gene Record. Gene, you, I keep saying Gene Chandler. Gene Chandler came to my birthday party on Saturday. He was the first one there. Gene Chandler, Eugene Drake, what is his last name? Dixon was the first person there. He was the first person there. Thank you, DJ Carl. Gene Chandler was the first one there. He came and he said, I would stay, but I have to go to a funeral. I'm like, who died? He said, my shoe shine man. I said, your shoe shine man? I said, okay. He said he said he was a good guy. I said, okay. And he went to his shoe shine man's funeral. But he came and he stayed with me for an hour and a half. Right. And danced the first record all over the restaurant. Yes, he did. Something about those jeans. Eugene Record, Gene Chandler. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, the Duke of Earl. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. Up until a few years ago, I didn't know him that well. But when Herb died, he and I got close. And he always, he's never shunned me. He's never, he's never not spoken to me. He's always the same every time he sees me. You know, he DJ Carl can tell you he's down to earth. You know, I don't know if he just started being like that recently, but yeah. He said I retired from the business. He said I went to a Isley Brothers concert. And he said Ron Isley was sitting on the couch. He was like, I ain't going out like that. He said he went to see Frankie Beverly and Mays. He said Frankie could hardly sing. He said I ain't going out like that. I'm glad I got out when I did. Yep. Gene Chandler is a cool dude. I don't care what nobody says about Gene Chandler. I will fight you over him. He was the coolest, and he's just don't look like he ages at all. And I remember at one point somebody came over and they said, "I want to take a picture with you, Mr. Chandler." Gene said, "I'm talking to Al right now." I was like, "Ooh, shoot." He said, "I'm talking to Al right now." He said, "Come back later." I said, "Okay." The guy said, "Okay. I ain't gonna tell you who it was." I said, "Okay." He said, "I'm talking to Al right now. Come back and take a picture with me." And the guy waited, and Gene was through telling me what he had to tell me. He came back over, and Gene took the picture with him. I was like, damn. He wasn't trying to shut the brother down, just, look, I'm talking to Al right now. I was like, "Ooh, shoot. I'm special." I'm special. He said, "I'm talking to Al right now." Okay. He said, "You know what?" He said, "I could pick and choose any song that I want. Curtis Mayfield wrote all my hits. He wrote Rainbow." He said, "Nothing Can Stop Me." He wrote that. He said, "The only hit that he didn't write for me was Does She Have a Friend for Me?" I was like, I said, "Okay." He said, "Yeah, I had a chance to record Monkey Time and I wanted it, but we gave it to this new kid named Major Lance because he needed a hit. Otherwise, the record company was going to drop him." So I declined and I let him do it. And he had a hit and they kept him. Lakeside, I want to hold your hand. Yes, I do. That's what I do. When I'm in love, I will hold hands. I open doors. I do all of that good stuff that men don't do with their women. Yeah, because I'm a gentleman. Gentleman that I am, and gentleman that I will stay the rest of my life. These women can say whatever they want to. "Oh, you old enough to be my daddy." But hey, trust me, when we go out, I will put you on a pedestal and you'll know it. Ask anyone. Ask Queen. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to DJ Carl Dobbins. Thank you so much for the ride tonight. I really appreciate you coming to get me. I really do. For taking me to my party on Saturday and taking me back home. I appreciate you, brother. I really do. It's Ronnie Laws, the first of two in a row. This is Stay Still and Let Me Love You. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. It's Bedtime Stories. Everybody's like, "Who's the DJ? Oh my God, who is your DJ at your party? Who is this guy playing the?" I said, "That's DJ Carl Dobbins." "Oh my God, he's playing such beautiful music." I said, "Well, thank you, Kimberly Agoin." It's like he's setting the mood. He's setting the tone. He's setting the tone for the whole day. I'm like, yeah, the ghost. Yeah, that's the ghost right there. That's the ghost. Hmm. Oh man, he's great. Oh, he's. Hmm. Did you teach him? Nope. Nope. I didn't teach him. Oh, he's just so good. Thank you. Yep, I know how to pick him. Hmm. And we had a good time, didn't we, DJ Carl? We had a good time. There were no incidents. Nobody fought, none of that stuff. We all had a good time. We had a good grown folks time, didn't we? And that's it. You know, wasn't no fights, no nothing. Like, wasn't no, hey, play some little Dirk. We had that problem. Nothing but grown folks music all day long and no complaints. I enjoyed myself. That's right, adult music. It couldn't have been better. And that was it. You know, those who didn't come, you missed it. You missed it. You missed a great time. Like I said, there were no incidents. Nobody got mad at each other. There was no animosity. You know, I mean, there was a room full of DJs, and they were like, "Your boy bad." I said, "Yeah, I know. I know. Hmm. Yeah, he bad." You know, once again, I couldn't have asked for more. The only thing that was missing was a birthday cake. The food was great. I had catfish. Miss Deb came. She brought her beautiful daughter with her, her twin. Everybody had a good time. DJ, Big Corn, everybody. Those who didn't come, I'm sure you had a good reason for not coming. But for those of you, right, no caffeine. But for those who came, man, we had a great time. Nothing happened. No fights, no arguments. Logan came and I talked to his girlfriend. I said, "Look, I don't know what you're doing, but you must have switched him from caffeinated to decaf because he's a much better person to deal with." I said, "I love my brother, but he can be a son of a bitch at times." I said, "Kudos. Whatever you're doing to him, keep him sedated." Big ups to Novell Logan, sound man extraordinaire, and everything else that you need. You know, I I passed him one day. He was in somebody's front yard turning their gas back on. He had one of them long poles, and he was in the front of their house turning their gas. I was like, "You the man. You are the man." Big ups to everybody, Uncle Funkle of Sound. Big ups to everybody else. Thank you so much for making my birthday party one of the best that I've had. Even though all of you all who said you were coming didn't show up. Once again, I'm sure you had a good explanation for not coming or a good excuse for not coming. And that was it. But everybody had a ball and everybody, they're still talking about it. They're like, was that Gene Chandler that was there? Sure was. Yeah, at my party. Yeah. The legendary. The legendary. Yep. I was like, wow. He took time out to come to my party. So, okay. Gene Chandler. That may not mean much to you all, but you know, that's right. The Duke of Earl. Yep. One of the coolest guys in the business. Living. Uncle Marshall's cool, but at times he can get on my nerves. But anyway, love you, Uncle Marshall. We'll call you Wednesday and see if you're gonna, make good on your promise. We'll see. Reggie Hill. What's up, Reggie? Say what can I want you, baby? I just love that song. Every time I would play that song, when I was at Kennedy King doing bedtime stories, every time I played that song, I would just cry. Ronnie Laws, Stay Awake, right here on Bedtime Stories. His brother Hubert Laws, who plays flute, was a member of Earth, Wind, and Fire at one time. How about that? Or was it Ronnie that was a part of Earth, Wind, and Fire? Either one of them. They were, great jazz musicians. Hubert, of course, is still alive. He's like in his 80s now. But anyway, Ronnie Laws, Stay Awake, Bedtime Stories. Hello to Reggie Hill. He said, you were with Mr. George Daniels for his birthday. Yes, I was. He is like everybody's uncle. Everybody that I know that knows him, he is like Uncle George to them. And I appreciate the fact that he is a part of what I have been doing for the past 40 years. I remember one time he called me. I was at WJPC. I was the program director. And he said, man, I keep getting these calls. I said, what, George? What? He said, these people keep calling me about these records they hear on your station. He said, where did you get those records from? I said, I bought them from you 20 years ago. That's it. Big up to this gentleman who was the first to come to my birthday party on Saturday. He was the first one there. He was born Eugene Drake Dixon. This is Gene Chandler. Yes, friend, y'all know that. What do you know wrong? Moonlight tonight, I don't want to be alone. Ask her, ask her. She have a friend for me. Does she? Does she? Does she have a friend for me? I just go down to Gino's, maybe taking a show. We could come back to my place where the lights are down low. Love is a gamble. Got my eyes open wide. Spin my heart like a wheel. I feel like it. Woo! I just wanna know. I know, right? No, no singing. I know. I know. Mm-mm-mm. But you got to admit, Gene is a bad man, Carl. He's a bad man. You know, he was telling me that he took these artists out on a played it. All right, yeah, Sticks are playing the drums. He took this group out. Back then they had the Motortown Review. With all of the Motown people. Well, instead of Carl Davis doing the same thing, he did it. He missed 1 year because he had made, his move from Brunswick Records to Mercury Records, where he had his own deal to produce his own music, not only on himself, but other artists. So the 1 year that he missed, they were like, oh, they were messed up. They're like, Gene, you need to get over here right now. It's like, this is messed up. You ain't here. He was, he had Barbara Acklin, he had the Shawlights, Otis LaVille, all of the people who were on Brunswick Records at the time. And he said it was a great time. You know, he said, Carl said, don't call back asking for no money. He said, okay. He said he had to call Carl Davis one time. answered the phone. He said, I told you don't call me. He said, well, we got all this stuff. We just don't know where to put it. We bought, we made so much money. We bought all this stuff. We just don't know where to put it. We don't need any money. We need to put this stuff away. I was like, damn. Bad man. The one time that he wasn't on the tour, they said all chaos. Everything, chaos broke out. It's like, wow. So that's it. But back to George Daniels, Mr. George Daniels. George he's the bridge of which joins all of us. Well, I can't say us, who joins the young people with the older people who are the ones that are still around. He's the bridge that joins us together. Said it was a stone gas. Thank you once again, DJ Carl Dobbins. But back to George Daniels. He's the bridge between the younger guys and us older guys that are who are left, I should say. He was and still is, a hit maker. He got props the other day, or the other night, I should say, at the Hollywood Casino. I'm sorry, the Hammond Casino, from Kim, who was on stage. He said, yeah, big ups to George Daniels, who's in the house when back in the day I was selling my music out of the trunk of my car. I was like, damn. Truly, he is the man. Bar none. There's nobody like him. A record shop owner getting those kind of accolades. A record shop owner. A West Side record shop owner. George was and still is the best. He told me, he said, nephew, I don't drive. I said, so you just walk down the street and nobody messes with you? He said, no. They don't mess with me. I'm not packing or nothing. They don't mess with me. I said, wow. He frequents Williams and Pizza, which is where we were tonight at 22nd in Michigan, where I do my thing every Friday and Saturday. And he lives not far from Williams and Pizza. So he pops up every now and then. Time before tonight, seeing him, he said, nephew, you know how old I'm going to be on my next birthday? I said, no, Uncle George, how old? 75 years, 73, I think he said. I said, okay. I said, sir, you are a bad man. You are truly a bad man. Happy birthday to a true living legend. Mr. Daniels. I guess you can say that's a match made in heaven right there. Heaven sent you from Stanley Clark along with Howard Hewitt right here on Bedtime Stories. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Once again, hello to Reggie Hill, also to DJ Carl Dobbins. Reggie, good Lord, they're loud out there. Man, you need a muffler on your car. Anyway, big ups to DJ Carl Dobbins, who was my own personal DJ on Saturday at my birthday party. If you missed it, he set the mood. You know, we didn't need to be jumping all up and down. He just played some nice adult music, and we all had a ball. Thank you so much, DJ Carl Dobbins. Here are the impressions on Bedtime Stories. When I wanted, Sunday is actually Christmas, isn't it? Can I get it on Sunday? John Caldwell. Kids from you. That man had no peer whatsoever. In Detroit, they had Smokey, who wrote all of those beautiful tunes. In Chicago, we had the great Curtis Mayfield, along with the Impressions. He wrote tunes for Gene Chandler, Major Lance, Walter Jackson, and others, the staple singers. The list goes on and on. He wrote the entire soundtrack for the movie Sparkle, the movie Superfly, the movie Short Eyes, one of the baddest MFs to ever come out of Cabrini Green, Curtis Mayfield, Just One Kiss from You, right here on Bedtime Stories. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, and it's time to do the Grubhub delivery dance. Get the food you love with perks from Grub. Grubhub is a proud sponsor of Bedtime Stories here on WOSD Radio DB Chicago, WDLB Indianapolis in Chicago, and of course, WRLN, the best music of your life. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to John Caldwell, Preston Shanks. Thank you so much. Missed you guys on Saturday, but we held it down. Thank you so much for not coming. It might have been too crowded. I don't know. And you know, my birthday party, every year I have it at least a week before my actual birthday party, which is December 23rd. Because I don't want to hear that, oh, well, I spent all my money on Christmas gifts, so I don't have anything to give you. I can't afford to get that. So it's a week before Christmas. Because I know you ninjas are going to wait until the last minute, that is, to go out and shop. So I get you a week beforehand, all right? I had a great time. DJ Carl Dobbins was our DJ. People were like, man, where did you find him? Well, I don't know. He was hanging around somewhere, I guess. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories. The show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed, but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Once again, Preston, John, Ronnie. Here's Lou Rawls. Early Morning Love. Early morning love. Can't get enough. What's up, Preston? Excuse me, I've been drinking beer all night, so therefore I will be in the bathroom. Pardon me. Talk amongst yourselves while I go relieve myself. He's back. Preston Shanks at the gym. He's at the gym. It's funny because I was watching reruns of Sanford and Son. Roscoe Lee Brown. That voice. So I go to the gym. That voice. He replaced Robert Guillaume on Soap. And they kept with the same sarcastic jokes as Benson told. I was like, nobody could deliver jokes and sarcasm like Guillaume. But Roscoe Lee Brown was a close second. I'm like, yeah, they found the right person to replace Robert Guillaume. So, and it was cool because they had him as a recurring character on Benson as well. I'm like, check that out. Woo! Preston Shanks, what's going on, sir? Woo! Man, y'all missed my party. Darius Long. Veronica Dillard. Good evening. Man, John, how early was your gig on Saturday? That's what I want to know. My my party started at 11 o'clock. Unless your gig started at 9 o'clock, I'm like, good Lord. I mean, none of the M Squad showed up. I'm like, really? Wow. You know, nobody. Greg, well, I didn't even expect Gary Tyson to come to my party. He hates me. I'm like, what did I do to you? That brother hates me. I mean, talk about some straight up haterade. I'm like, dang, Gary, what did I do to you, bro? What did I do? You know, in the words of Cameo, I just want to be. That's it. Just like, dang, what did I do? I try to speak. I try to be nice to the brother. He just hates me. I'm like, oh, that damn Al Greer. I hate him, boy. I don't know why. I just hate him. Like, dang, what I do? Anyway, so they couldn't think of a name of the group, so they call themselves Windy City. Guess where they're from? That's right, Detroit. No, I'm just kidding. Windy City and I Still Love You, which came out on the Kelly Arts label back in the day, which was run by a guy by the name of Gus Redmond. Okay, maybe you don't. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Hello to Veronica Dillard, who didn't make a comment, but she did watch me on Facebook. You know, she's probably still there. She's just not making any comments. That's cool. Darius Lawrence, my brother from another mother that I met back in, we were in high school together, right? South Shore, yeah, back in the day. And they allowed me to play in their band. They allowed me. You know, I didn't know what I wanted to play. It's like, don't you play trombone? I said, yeah, but I can play keyboards too. So they had this Wurlitzer electric piano, and I used to pound out some chords on that one, like I do at church every now and then. When the feeling hits me, I go over to the electric piano, and I pound out a couple of notes, and that's it. And I put myself on Facebook. It looks like I'm really, getting down, but I'm following the lead of the real musicians, right? Otherwise, I'm sitting on the drums at the other church. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed, but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Like this one from the Gap Band and Yearning on Bedtime Stories. Having you around my life. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. My heart. You can't keep running. Ever in the grave, oh baby. Mm. It's, oh baby. Don't keep running, baby. My heart. The yearning for you. Mhm. Now, you know you can't send me any money through Cash App anymore because they cut my Cash App off. I guess because I was sending out too much money. How can they shut you off for sending out too much money? I don't know. I've been trying to figure that out. I'm like, y'all cut me off. I'm like, that's the only way I keep in contact with my children. You know, they always hit me up. Dad, can you $20? Dad, can you send me $15? Dad, can you send me $5? Dad, this is my last request. Uh-huh. But last request today? I'm sure it's not the last request this week. Mm-mm. I'm like, y'all cut my Cash App off? Wow. I have starving kids. Starving, right? They're not really starving, but I'm just saying, y'all, you cut off my Cash App? Like, y'all crazy. Poor children, right? Y'all don't care. uh They won't give you another one. No, they won't. I tried. As soon as I put my social security number in there, they were like, kicked it out. I used a different email, everything. Instead of Al P. Greer, I used Al Greer at WVON.com. Kicked it out. As soon as they asked for the social security number, it kicked it out. Sorry, children. Sorry. I tried. Yep, I went in there again. I'm like, okay, let me try it again. Nope. Kicked it out. I said, okay. I'm like, I tried. So all I can do is do Zelle. And Zelle, of course, is my phone number. So at the bottom of the screen, you will notice that there's a slow ticker tape going. Uh, all donations are welcome at Zelle or via Zelle, I should say. Yeah. Better get Zelle or Vimo. I have Zelle. Zelle is my phone number. It's attached to my Bank of America account. So, yeah, I got Zelle. I didn't know Vimo, I could send money. I didn't know that. Learn something new every day, right? But Zelle, I definitely have. So if you want to Zelle me some money from me, sure would be nice. Since I have to plop down $500 in the morning to get my van back. Said, oh, your van is ready. Oh, they put the transmission in. Okay, cool. I can drive a few more blocks now. So, yeah. Then I'm gonna get it painted. Ooh, it's gonna be sexy. Yeah. Yep. The first time I drove my van, right? Well, actually, the second time, I was on my way to church, to the second church, the second service. And that sucker just stopped. I'm like, I just bought this. Oh, it's a 94. Duh. It's going to have some problems. Duh. It's been sitting up in someone's garage. Duh. They sold it to you for $300. What did you expect? A Cadillac? I expected it to run longer than it did. So my guy called me. He's like, oh, yeah, it's ready. I guess they gave him a discount because he was a former mechanic. I'm sure it would have cost more than the $550 that he quoted me, even after I paid for the transmission. So he found the transmission in the junkyard, said it was good. I said, okay, cool. I'm happy because it's right before Christmas. So unfortunately, children, I won't have any money until after Christmas. Then you can hit daddy up again on Zelle or Vimo, because I got Vimo, Venmo, whatever it is, Momo, Venmo, Zello. Yeah. Anyway. So I was at Williams and Pizza tonight, and first person I see at the bar was crazy Howard McGee. He's sitting at the bar with sunglasses on. I'm like, okay, are you blind, brother? Because there's no freaking light in this place. It is dark. I'm like, okay. But, he's a superstar. You know, he started this whole radio thing, right? Yeah. Hey, how you doing, Al? I'm like, he tried to play DJ Carl. It's like, man, we went to grammar school together. Like, he don't care. He don't remember all of that stuff. He went to school by himself. Let him call it. He was homeschooled. You can't say anything bad about him? Why? Oh, he's a brother. Okay. All right. Okay. Whatever. He's a brother. I get it. What is he, Prince Hall or something? So I can't say nothing about him either, huh? Well, I'm not Prince Hall, so I don't care. But it's like, you know, I didn't even sit next to him. Everybody's like, y'all hang out? I'm like, no, never. Oh, he is. Oh, okay. Sorry. Well, that's the end of that conversation. I didn't know. Okay. But it's like, why are they, well, they're not all of them. Because I was talking to, what's my brother's name? Not Shake and Bake, but Otis. I was talking to Otis this morning, Ronnie. And Otis said, him and his lodge, they had like a little party on Saturday. He said he couldn't get away because, of course, he's, up there in the lodge. I get it. He said, man, I tried to leave. My wife said, you can't go nowhere, can you? He said, no, I can't. So, but I didn't know Howard was a brother. So I guess I can't say anything about his California raisin looking ass. I guess I can't say anything about it, right? Right, Ronnie? This old burnt to a crisp ass. I can't say nothing about it? No, okay. All right. Okay. You know. Burnt to a crisp. Extra crispy. I know. The Ohio Players live alone right here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to Preston Shanks once again, and also to Ronnie. I didn't know I had so many brothers and sisters on my live. I didn't know that. I was making a comment about another brother. It's like, can't talk. Ronnie said, I can't say anything bad about him. I'm like, him too? Okay, cool. Shake and Bake, he's also a brother. For those of you who don't know, and that means you're not part of that. So you don't know. I remember I got kicked out of the house once for that, like, oh, wrong lodge, can't stay. All right, good to see you again. Brothers. Anyway, coming up in about 32 minutes, it's foreplay with one of your favorite artists or groups, male or female. Right now, the OJs, it's Stairway to Heaven. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep, with the greatest love songs of all time. What you say, Ronnie? You can do as you please. Okay. No, I'm not going. No, not if it's insulting to a guy that's associated with you all. Can't say nothing about him. Person said, "Be nice." Okay, okay. I mean, he gets on his own nerves, I'm sure. He's sitting there at the bar, right, on Facebook Live. I'm like, who cares? Obviously, he cares because he was on Facebook live from Williams Inn. I was like, I mean, I had my phone too, but he was sitting there at the bar, right? And the brother had, he had one of those selfie sticks or whatever. And he's sitting there at the bar, he's on live and he's doing this and he's doing that. I'm like, okay. I ain't mad at you. Bruh, you do you. Me, I don't need the attention. I remember back in the day, I craved that attention. Oh man, I would have loved for people to come up to me and say, "Hey, man, I know who you are, and I listen to you, and this, that, and the other." And then I got it. I finally got that attention that I was looking for, right? Yeah. I got that attention. And how many people know that that attention comes with a price? It comes with a big price tag. That's more money for you. That's the hot spot. So I was at a concert once. The concert was the Four Tops and Aretha Franklin. Four Tops opened the show. This is right after one of them had passed. So it was only three tops instead of four tops. So Preston, Ronnie, this is what happened. The concert was over. We're walking out. It's me, my mom, and my then fiance, Karen. I can say her name because she's not a fan of mine at all. So we walk out of, we're at the Star Plaza. We walk out. And no sooner than we walked out into the hallway, this young lady grabs me. She's like, "Oh my God, I listen to you every night. Oh my God. Oh, it's Al Greer. Oh my God. I listen to you every night on Whispers in the Dark. And she's going on and on. What I didn't know was, Preston, Ronnie, what I didn't know was what was going on behind me. My mother, like I said, I was with my mother and my then fiance, right? So the young lady whom I was with, that I was engaged to, was about to grab the girl who grabbed me at the Star Plaza, right? V Diamond Brown, oh my God. Girl, when you gonna call me? It's been like 6 years. 7. Anyway. So what's going on behind me, I never even saw. My then fiance was about to go after the girl, right? Only to be apprehended by my mother, who grabbed her arm, swung her around, and faced her towards her so that she couldn't see what was going on behind me with the young lady. She said, and I quote, "Yes, you're about to get snatched, V Diamond Brown." Let me move this out the way. Let me get closer. My mother said, "Don't you do that. It's because of them that we're here tonight." He said, she said, those women listen to him every night on the radio. That's his fan base. They love him. But guess what? Baby, you get to take him home. They can't. Let him enjoy. He worked for this. He worked for this 5 minutes of fame that he's getting. Don't worry about it, baby. He's going home with you. We're all going home together. We're all getting in the same car. He ain't going with her. Let him enjoy what he has led up to, what he has worked for. Ronnie, you are absolutely right. That was about to get snatched. Karen was about to snatch it. Karen forgot that she was a preacher's kid for 2.5 seconds and was about to snatch that girl. Mom snatched her first. No, baby. No, baby. Let him bask in his little glory, okay? Let him be what he worked towards, what he, you know, let him be great tonight. Because he's gonna be great later on to you. Let him be great tonight in the public. That was it. I was like, wow. Now, I didn't find this out until we all got home. I had no idea what was going on behind me. All I knew was some young lady came up to me, snatched me to the side, and said, "I listen to you every night." Oh my God. She just kept arms. Right. Ronnie, she was about to mess up my money. She was about to mess up my money. If she'd have mollywopped that girl, it would have been like, baby. She might have wanted to hire him for a gig. All she wanted to do was touch him. And that was it. That was at the Aretha Franklin Four Tops concert at the Star Plaza more than 20 years ago. Yep. What'd you say, Preston? After that, I had 5 seconds of fame left. Yes. But once again, I never knew what was going on. All I know is the girl grabbed me and she pulled me to the side. I said, okay. And before I could introduce anybody, I said, well, this is my mom. This is my fiance. Before I was able to do that, mom had already grabbed Karen. Where you going? Where you going? No, baby. No, baby. Let him be great. Let him be great. That was it. His government name is O'Brien Burnett II. We just know him as O'Brien. He was discovered by Mr. Don Cornelius. Yep, the same of Soul Train. And that is You and I, song written by Stevie Wonder. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Preston said, after that, you had 3 seconds of fame left. Yes, I did. I'm like, and that's why I can identify with that new movie, Puss in Boots. Because it's like, you only have one life left. That's it. Because, I mean, back in the day, man, I was like, nothing nice. Like I was telling everybody off the air, I said one night, me, my mother, and my date, my then fiance, we went to see Aretha Franklin in concert with the Four Tops. And a young lady grabbed me right as we were coming out of the Star Plaza Theater. And this young lady said, "Oh my God, it's Al Green. Oh, I listen to you every night. I just love you. I just love you so much." And what I didn't know was what was going on behind me, that my mother had grabbed Karen, who was my then fiance, and said, "Oh, baby, let him be great tonight. Let him get his 15 minutes of fame or whatever." Like Preston said, 3 seconds of fame. Because, like Ronnie said, that girl, my fiance was about to mess up my money. She'd have spread the rumor, said, "Don't listen to him no more on that damn station. He got a crazy girlfriend." Woo! Mm-mm. Yep. But once again, I never, like I said, I never saw what was going on behind me. My mother told me the next day, you know. Of course, Karen didn't speak to me the rest of the night. But you best believe she said goodnight to my mother, though. I'm like, what's going on? What is this awkward silence this is going on in this car? Oh yeah, she was big mad. V Diamond Brown. I mean, big mad. It's like, yeah, big mad. When I say big mad, I said big mad. Big mad. Mm-mm. With no regrets. My blues. But that was a crazy night. That was a crazy night. How was that your fault? It wasn't my fault. I was just Diamond. I was just Diamond. Text me right now on Messenger. I was just walking out the theater. I was walking hand in hand with my then fiance, with my mother next to me. So it was like I was right in the middle. And then the next thing I know, I was separated from the two of them. You know, she had spotted me. I guess she had been watching me for a while, and she spotted me coming out of the theater, and that was it. Thank you. That was fast. Talk about service, I tell you. So it was no one's fault. It was just it was just one of those things. And that's what happened. I went one way and and Karen went the other way with mom. Well, and you know, I gotta say this. My mom my mom was kind of strong. So when she snatched Karen, I'm sure Karen's feet left the floor at one point. Oops, that ended abruptly. Hmm. I was, but once again, I never knew what was going on. I never, because I just assumed that, the two of them were just talking, right? No, one was talking and the other one was listening. I was like, whoo. Once again, I never knew what was happening. I was like, hey, if I looked back, you know, old girl probably would have snapped my neck back. Don't look back at her. I'm trying to holler at you. I was doing a party once. I was DJing at the McCormick Inn, which you all know is not there anymore. I was DJing at the McCormick Inn, and this lady leans over. She said, "Hey DJ, I want to hear a song." I said, "Okay, here's my request." And she puts the request in my hand, right? I didn't look at it. A few minutes went by, and my then girlfriend, who was with me that night, she said, "So what you do with the phone number?" I said, "Huh? What phone number? What are you talking about?" I saw that hand you a piece of paper. I said, "It was a request." Here, and I pulled it out. It was the girl's phone number. I never looked at it. I was like, Diamond, I never even thought about looking at the note, especially not in front of my girlfriend. So it could have been it could have been a legitimate request, or it could have just been what it was. So, so she was digging on me. So I don't have those problems anymore. I just don't. I don't have those problems anymore. I mean, those days are over with. Women don't find me that attractive anymore. I don't know what it is. They just don't. They don't find me like, ooh, he's just so. It's the voice. That's about it. But they like, you kind of old, but you sound sexy, but you kind of old. I'm like, oh, okay. Is that a bad thing? I'm sorry. You know, I mean, you don't look your age, but you kind of old. You old enough to be my daddy. Like, but back then it didn't make any difference. I don't know what happened. You know, I mean, I still look the same, don't I, Diamond? Maybe not. I don't know. Something happened. Something happened along the way. So, yeah. Ronnie said, "Church, excuse me." Well, it takes my niece to talk about me. She's like, she was telling my daughters one day. She said, "Oh, your daddy used to be hella fine back in the day." Like, dang, what am I today? Not hella fine anymore, I guess. Oh well. You're my Anita Baker from her first album, The Songstress. She is such a astute business person. Once the record company that originally released her album, The Songstress, went out of business, she bought back the master of it and she re-released it, and it became a bigger hit than it was at first. I was like, okay. Anyway, it's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, or Daddy Al Greer. Which one is it? Preston says, you are daddy now. Well, I was daddy then, but I was a young daddy. Back in the day when my first daughter was born, I was taking her everywhere with me. I mean, she was like a chick magnet. I told her that. But Larice was a chick magnet because she was this fair skin. She looked like one of the twins on Sister Sister. She was a baby, and I took her everywhere with me. And people were like, oh my God, your daughter is so pretty. I'm like, well, thank you. Yes, I made her myself without any help. They were like, she's just so pretty. Oh, her hair. Is her mother white? No, mother's black. It's it's like, that's crazy. Anyway, but she was a chick magnet back in the day. They didn't care if I had a baby or not, a baby mama, whatever. They did not care. They're like, we want you anyway, sir. You're kind of cute. But now I'm daddy. Now I'm granddaddy. Pawpaw. That's okay. I still have a little juice left. I may be old, but I'm not cold. I still know how to bury the bone. Thank you, Lana Moore. Here's Anita Baker in Chapter 8 on Bedtime Stories. Mm-mm. But mm-mm. But back in the day, I could just about have anybody that I wanted. I don't know what happened. I just woke up one morning. I was like, oh, I'm not sexy no more. I'm not sexy anymore. Oh no. I was in, I don't know if I should keep this story. Um, So I'm in the bank this morning, right? I bank at where do I bank at? I bank at U.S. Bank and Bank of America. So I walk into the bank, and my usual teller is not there. Her name is my teller's name is Angela Davis. Of all, yeah, that's her real name. My teller's name is Angela Davis. So I asked the young lady who was behind the glass. I said, "Where's Angela today?" "Oh, she's on vacation." I said, "Again? Every time I come in here, Angela's on vacation." "Well, she's got so many days, so she got to use those days up." I said, "Oh, okay." So I'm looking at the young lady. I'm like, this young lady she's fine. She is fine. I'm like, and my first reaction was to pull out my business card and say, "Hey, look, uh, give me a call." But I held back. I said, "No." She was just being nice to me because, it was nice. Be nice to Seniors Day. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to give her my card. That was my first reaction. I'm like, dang, woo, damn, this girl is, I mean, I was trying not to stare, but they were full. I said, like, I got to use Damon Williams. And they was full. They was full. I'm like, they was full. Okay. I was like, this is somebody's child. Well, everybody's somebody's child, you know. But I was like, ooh. I was like, ooh. They was full. Such a dirty old man. Thank you. I was like, oh my God, this is somebody's little girl. I mean, she was a grown woman. Of course, she was working in the bank, so she was a grown woman. But she couldn't have been no more than like 32. I'm like, Dad, girl, do you know how fine you are? Do you? I'm like, okay, let me leave her alone. So Ronnie, Diamond, I walked out the bank, and I was just shaking my head. I'm like, so I bank at two different banks, U.S. Bank and Bank of America. So I had to go to the other bank to put money in that account. Why not just use the ATM? Why not just take a picture of the check? I'm old school. I went into the bank. Don't judge me, Preston, man. If you'd have tried to holler at her too. Don't judge me. So Terry Bishop, who was driving me around, he took me to the other bank. He said, well, because I couldn't use the ATM for some strange reason over on 63rd Street, right next door to the behind the Walgreens. I couldn't use the the ATM for some strange reason. He said, "Okay, I'll take you to 71st Street." I'm like, "Okay, cool." 71st and Stony. So we went to the one on 70, and I said, "I'm going in," because I couldn't use my bank card because they put a hole on it because there were all kind of crazy charges. I'm like, I don't have no Apple phone. So they cut my card off. So I walked in there, and there's another young lady in there, red bone. I'm like, "Lord, you are testing me today." So, I'm trying to be cool. I'm trying not to stare at her. You know, she had, and I'm trying not to stare. I'm trying not to look. I'm like, and she started it. Diamond, she started it. She said, "So somebody got a birthday coming up. What you gonna do on your birthday? You gonna turn up?" Yeah. I like to turn up on you, girl. You just don't understand. I might be old, but I ain't cold. I still know how to bury the bone. I don't need no Viagra, no Cialis, no nothing. Just give me a bag of weed and I will nail you to the cross, baby. Of course, I didn't say any of that. I wanted to. I wanted. Oh, I wanted to, but I didn't. I. So I walked. I kid you not. I walked out of the bank with, yeah. I was like, "This is a test, right? This is definitely a test." I'm like, "Good grief! What do they feed these children?" What are they feeding them? And she's just leaning over and she's just talking to me. "Yeah, I know you're gonna turn on Saturday, Friday, ain't you? You gonna turn up?" I'm like, "Oh, get out of here." Rick James and teardrops right here on Bedtime Stories. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Good Lord. It is time for foreplay. Hello to Diamond. V Diamond. What is your last name? I forgot. It's been so long since I've seen you. Diamond and I used to do parties together over in Calumet City back in the day. I remember those parties. They could not stand Diamond because she was one of those ladies that did not back down to anybody. And the guys thought, "Oh, she cute, she cute, she cute, she's cool, I can pull the wool over her eyes, I can say anything to her, that whole thing." Yeah, didn't work. She was like, "Mm-mm, I've heard all of that before. Thank you. Yes, I know I'm cute. Yes, I get that all the time. Yes, but let's take care of this business first." Like, "Ooh, all right. All right, sweetheart." That's why we still cool. The other guy, I don't know. He was trying to jump our bones, trying to jump everybody's bones. But anyway, it is time for foreplay. But before we do that, Like I was saying earlier, well, I'm sorry, Grubhub, a proud sponsor of WOSDradio.com, DB.com, also the best music of your life, WRLN Radio, and BiggsRadio.com, both Chicago and Indianapolis. Anyway, excuse me, I forgot what I was getting ready to say. Good Lord. I was I was looking at a picture that a friend of mine sent me, and it kind of reminded me of the young lady that I saw, or the young ladies that I saw earlier at both banks, both U.S. Bank and Bank of America. I'm like, what are they? These girls had some. One was watermelons, and the other ones were cantaloupes. I'm like, oh God, what I would give to be young again. But then again, they'd be babies. Anyway, it's time for Bedtime Stories Foreplay. This gentleman, he came to my birthday party on Saturday, so I got to give him some play. That's right, stay focused. I got to give him some play. He was the first guest to show up on Saturday at my birthday party. He was born Eugene Drake Dixon some 83 years ago. He doesn't look it, he doesn't move it, and he sure don't act like he's 83 years old. And he probably gets more than I do. Ladies and gentlemen, he definitely gets. He's the Duke of Earl, God sakes. Tonight in Foreplay, we feature the music of Gene Chandler. Woo! Anyway, where was I? Oh, yes. Keep focused. Okay, I'm trying. Mm, mm. Woo! I'm feeling lightheaded right now. I'm feeling lightheaded. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, I'm like, both of them. I'm like, you all are so fine. Oh my God. I mean, the one at US Bank, I'm like, she turned around and they was just like, I was like, that don't make no sense. That makes no sense. And then I got to Bank of America on Stony Island, Redbone, and they just, I'm like, okay, so this is a test. Okay. I get it. Okay. All right. Thank you, Preston. Oh, no. I'm like, okay. So I was at Kennedy King once, and there was this young lady that I met, and she she knew of my track record. I'll just put it to you that way. And we were in the radio station. I was at Kennedy King when they were on 69th and Wentworth, and I was in the studio, and she was in the hallway. And she said, "Yeah, I heard you were, you know." I said, "Yeah, yeah. Some men like big, butts and all of that stuff. That just gets in the way." And she said, "Well, these do?" I was like, "Uh-huh." And since then, her name was PT. PT. From here on out, your name is now PT. And that's it. So, with that in mind, let's move on to another subject, ladies and gentlemen. And that subject was one that was discussed today on WVON by Kimberly Agoin, who's the afternoon hostess at VON. So, what what she was talking about was the the fact that they were teaching sex education in grammar school. Now, she was saying that, in seventh grade, they started teaching sex education in her school. Mine was fourth grade. I'm like, she said, "But you were 9 years old in fourth grade, right?" I said, "Well, yeah. Okay." So she was saying that some schools, they start teaching sex education as early as fourth grade, and they are talking about sex toys. Now, in some schools, they have a basket or a bowl or whatever full of condoms. In grade school, now, high school, yes. Grade school, to me, that's, yeah, really. It's like they're encouraging these little people to have sex, or at least to have protected sex. You know, I was like, "What? They have what and where?" She said, "Yeah, not only that, but sex toys." I'm like, "Sex toys in school?" I was like, she was like, "Yes, erotica in fourth grade." So I was like, "Oh." I said, "Well, when we were in school, they showed, you know, pictures, everybody was giggling and everything else, but, and this is how you make a baby, and this is what you do, and this is how it's done. And, if you don't have protected sex, this is what your genitalia will look like. Look like a vegetable garden. It looked like, a potato that had not been cooked yet. You know how a potato grows? Yeah, yeah, it looked like that. And they're like, unless you cover it up, then this is what could happen to you. It's like, and that was in school, you know, long, long, long time ago. The next 10 years are going to be interesting. I know, right? And what school is this? I've taught both in CPS, charter schools, and Catholic schools too. I don't know where she got her information. I didn't ask. but I put my 2 cents in. I was saying that, you know, I remember those little videos that they had back in the day. Richard Price says, well, they got some stuff that'll make your shit look like a foot. I know, right? Oh, no. But, young ladies are developing at an alarming rate. And my comment was, well, they're watching these videos. They're watching the music videos. They're watching um, these reality shows. You know, Cardi B and Lizzo and all the rest of them. They just walking around almost naked. So so I can see them teaching this at an early age. Now, the school that you were at may have, they may have not had that in the curriculum or whatever. But but you know, it's a how can I put it? It's a whole new day since when we were in school. Everything is different. They call it the 304 culture. Everything is different from when we were going to school. When when John was in school, when Preston was in school, and when V. Diamond Brown was in school. We're talking about different generations. You know, when the teachers taught us stuff, it's like, oh, okay, all right, well, that's cool. These little mannish people today is different. It's totally different. You know, there is probably not a kid that has not seen a sex act, that has not seen their parents or mommy and her boyfriend having sex. There's not been anything, you know. And that's just it. You see that it's etched in your brain for the rest of your life. And it brings about a certain curiosity. It's like, well, mommy and daddy were doing it, or mommy was doing it with her boyfriend. You know, technology changed everything. You're absolutely right. So it's a whole different era. It's a whole, everything is, right down to the commercials that we watch. Everything is different than when we were kids. Everything was innocent then. Everything was implied, not just, case in point. So I'm riding in a lift, right? And there's this young lady, she's got a radio on. And every song that she played off of her playlist had references to oral sex. Suck my, eat my, do this, do that, screw me, do me. Every song had that in there. Everything. Every song had something to do with sex. Every song. I was like, oh, really? But everything is sexually charged these days. That, little boys can't help themselves. They, you know, as soon as the little girl bends over, it's like, I'm gonna get that. Like, get what? What are you talking? What is it to get? But they've seen it on television. They've seen it in movies. You know, PG used to be PG. Now it's like, It's for everybody. You know, rated R, under 17, I'd admit it without playing. Over sexualized. And that's just it. Their music is not our music. It isn't. Their music is not our music. It's not the music that we grew up listening to. It just isn't. It doesn't even resemble anything that we've listened to in our, you know, it just hasn't. So right, they're not love songs like we listen to, you know. Every day I dream of holding you close to me, and every night I find me touching your lips with mine. That's what we grew up on, you know. Drifting on a memory. Ain't nowhere I'd rather be than with you. These songs are like, like, okay, no, there is no intimacy in these songs. There is nothing that is implied. Like, I'd like to take you out, you know, like Gene Chandler's song, you know, we could drive down to Gino's, maybe taking a show. We could come back to my place where the lights are down low. That's it. I know love is a gamble. Well, got my eyes open wide, spin my heart like a wheel. I feel lucky tonight. And that's as far as it goes. Ask her, does she have a friend for me? Not I'll do you and your friend and and your mama and your grandma and your it's just Preston, no love songs. There aren't any. They're not love songs. They are nasty. Just plain get to the point. This is what we gonna do. This is how I want it. This is the way it goes. That's it. And that's it. There is nothing romantic about these songs. There's nothing implied. It's just straight out. Is you gonna give me some or what? You can't ask me any better than that. Well, I'm just going by what I heard on the song that you were singing. Because they singing these songs. The women are playing these songs just like the guys are playing them. And it don't make no sense. You know, these kids are having kids. Grandmas are getting younger and younger. We got some 40-year-old grandmas out there, okay? I'm just saying. We got some 40-something-year-old grandmothers. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Hey, but I'm just saying, back then, Granny was like 75, 80 years old, wrinkled up, couldn't hardly walk or flight of stairs, was on a cane, crutches, or walkers. Grandma kicking it. Grandma got her money back from her taxes. She just bought a new car. It's like, y'all want to ride? Let's go to Walmart. Okay, cool. Grandmas are like, fine. Yeah, I'm a grandma. Look at me. Yeah, look at me. You a grandmother? Really? I'm a grandma. Yeah. And they just kicking it. Grandma is kicking it. She ain't sitting at home making no pot of greens, no black eyed peas, no red beans or rice. No. Granny is ordering Grubhub, okay? She's like, I'm too fine to be cooking. What you talking about? Granny got her nails did, and Granny got the eyelashes, and she got her edges all slicked down. Granny is ready. She's ready to kick it. I know, right? But look at you. You ain't the grandma I described. How can you take one song and make a hit out of it? Every time. I'm gonna do Rainbow again. We're gonna do Rainbow again. 1962 was the first time he did Rainbow. 1962. That's the song that was written by Curtis Mayfield. He did it again in a live version, which was recorded at the Regal Theater. Ladies and gentlemen, it is star time. This man that going out and made a name for himself. Like, Gene Chandler. I'm like, okay, cool. That was the second version. And then the third one we just heard right there. I'm like, I said, and I asked him Saturday, I said, how did you do that? How did they it was a good song. It was good in 62, which was released in 63. It was good enough when we did it at the Regal. And I did some ad libs, and the ad libs kind of worked because those are not the words of the song. The song is only like 2.5 minutes long. He did a part one, a part two. It became Rainbow Part 1 and 2. And then he did it again in 1980 for his album, simply called Gene Chandler 80. I'm like, you're just a lucky man, aren't you? He said, hey, good songs never die. Good songs never die. Gene Chandler in tonight's Foreplay. And I can honestly say that's my buddy. That's Uncle Gene right there. Moving forward. Hello once again to V. Diamond Brown. Thank you so much for being on my live tonight. Also to Preston Shanks, John Caldwell. Even though John didn't make it to my party, but that's cool. None of the M Squad came. But hey, that's always next year, right? Here are the Isleys. Woo! But once again, Diamond, grandmas didn't look like that. I mean, these grannies are kicking it. They 45 years old. They're not even ready they just begun to get their AARP. These grannies are kicking it. These grannies are fine. Oh, I'm a grandmother. You are. Mm-hmm. I had my daughter when I was 16. At 16, I wasn't even thinking about sticking it in nothing, but nothing. I mean, I wasn't 16. Troy, here comes a grandma turned me down for breakfast story. Shut up. I ain't feeling you tonight, Troy. Whatever. But I'm serious. Grandmas are no older than like 44, 45 years old. Grandma still got their waist snatched. Booty everywhere. I'm like, okay, all right. Oh, yeah, you didn't know I was a grandmother? I had my daughter when I was 16. Oh, okay. But you say AARP starts at 40 years old. I know, right? John said, that's too young for me. John liked them older women. I ain't mad at you. John, John like the older. You know, you can have them. John, go ahead. Go ahead, John. I don't want nothing old but a car. I want a '57 Chevy before I leave this earth. That's about it. But mm-mm. I'm sorry. I go to a church where it's like a dip. We got younger people, and then we have older people. The twins are like 13 years old in our church, 13, 14 years old, and then it goes up. It goes up to grannies, Mother Richardson, Mother Fanny, and Mother Holloway, who looks like Mahalia Jackson. It's like, and the old ones with no teeth. Well, that's what John likes. Preston, like, no, thank you. Please, I'd like mine to have teeth, if you don't mind. Yeah, you know, you know. I'm like, I can't do that. You know. Now there is a lady that I saw. She's a bodybuilder. Now she might be able to get it. She's a bodybuilder. You know who I'm talking about? This 80-year-old bodybuilder. They show they showed a picture of her next to someone who was the same age. Granny is like posing like, and then next to her there's an older lady. Well, the lady of the same age, and it's like, yeah. You just got to take care of yourself. You got to just take care of yourself. There are a lot of young ladies out there. Let me take that back. There are a lot of older ladies out there that don't look their age. They just don't. They don't look their age. They are drop dead gorgeous. They don't look their age. And that's cool. Just don't tell me how old you are, because I don't want to ruin the illusion. Mm-mm. But for a woman to say, I'm a grandmother. How old are you? 44, 45? I'm like, okay. You started early, didn't you? You started early. They recruit members early. I know, right? They recruit members early. Well, my mom had me. She was I say she was like 20, 26, between 26 and 28 when she had me. So she was damn near 30 when she had my ass. And that was it. I didn't make her a grandmother until I was 21, 21, 22 years old. And that was it. While my brother was down in Daytona Beach, Florida, making children, I was like, I was at home making children. But back to the sex education in school. Do we really need to teach our children about how to insert a dildo, or what type of batteries a dildo takes at that age, at grade school age? Do they really need to know about that? And the answer is no. They really don't need to know that, but they really already know it. You know, any child is over the age of 10 years old has already seen a sexual act or heard a song that is sexually suggestive. And just think, a few years ago, Jesse Jackson was all up in arms about the song Let's Make a Baby by Billy Preston. I mean, Billy Paul. Billy Preston, yeah, right. Billy Preston wasn't making no babies, trust me. But Billy Paul, that was another story. He made this song, let's do it, let's do it, let's make a baby. And they were, oh my God, oh no, oh no. Ooh. But this stuff that they got out now is it's nothing compared to our Isley Brothers, our Billy Paul, our Whispers. Now, see, now that's music right there. That stuff that the kids listen to, that is not considered, well, that's their music. And it seems like every generation has their own music. My daddy didn't like my music. I didn't like his, so on and so forth. Daddy did not like James Brown. It's like, I don't want to hear all that hooping and hollering. Yeah, he didn't like that. My dad didn't even like Ray Charles until my mom took him to a concert at the Erie Crown Theater. And he saw Ray Charles. And after that, he was like, oh, well, that blind MF is pretty good. He's not bad. I kind of like him, I said, oh, now you like Ray Charles. But my dad was like, he loved some Nat King Cole, Frank Sinatra, the real singers, the real music. And singing about sex back then. They were singing about love, songs like Chances Are by Johnny Mathis. Nat King Cole, When I Fall in Love, It'll Be Forever, or I'll Never Fall in Love. Those were the songs back then. Those were love songs. This stuff they got out here now, this music right here, I don't know what they're talking about. And I don't care to listen to it. That's why I'm so glad I'm getting my vehicle tomorrow so I can play my own music in my van. I can hardly wait. We'll get up early and go get my van. Here's Angela Bofield. Over the Moon and Under the Stars. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, and this is Bedtime Stories. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Luther brought all those songs back. You're absolutely right. Um, there was, we had Al Green. He was singing about, let's stay together, love and happiness. Here I am, come and take me. But it sure wasn't, some nasty stuff. Like, here it is, baby, come and take it. It wasn't nothing like that. It was nothing like that. All the songs were pure. All of the songs were, They were about love and not lust. They were about uh, intimacy and not sex. And I say this all the time. It's like, you know, sex sex can last anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes. Be done with it. You give the girl her 20, $50, whatever, and she'll be on her way. She takes your money and that's it. And we're done. But intimacy, love making can last for days. It's like, where you going, baby? I gotta go to the bathroom. I got a coffee can like right here. You okay? Go to the bathroom. Right. You know, none of that stuff. None of that. You know. Once again, these kids are exposed to this idiot music. You know, and it's like, a few years ago they had this song out, and the guy was, talking about Superman and that chick, that garden tool. I'm like, huh? Superman and her. Oh, Superman that the Superman that you remember that song? Superman her. I'm like, okay. And that wasn't what we grew up listening to. You know, music had meaning there then. Lyrics had meaning. Sun is shining. There's plenty of life. New day is dawning, sunny and bright. But after I've been crying all night, the sun is cold and the new day seems old. But if she sucked my, I might feel better. No, it's like, you know, David was talking about love, since I lost my baby. I ain't too proud to beg. If I have to sleep on your doorstep all night and day just to keep you from walking away, let my friends laugh. Even this I can stand. But I want to keep you any way I can. Ain't too proud to beg. And Soldier Boy, right? But who put it better than one of the greatest poets of all time, Smokey Robinson? As we grow older, no need to fear. If you need me, I'll be here. I'll be beside you every step of the way. With a heart that's truthful and keeping it youthful with more love. They wasn't talking about humping and pumping stuff. No, Smokey was writing lyrics. He was writing hit songs. You know that I'm swept for you, baby. It was time you were told. You know I'm swept for you, way down deep in my soul. Love songs, love songs. Not this crap that they listening to. Hey, Pops, you got some Soldier Boy, you got some Little Dirk. I'm like, Little Dirk? What? I look like I listen to Little Dirk. Well, you a DJ. So that's where you've made your first mistake. I am not a DJ. I retired from doing that a long time ago. I'm like, really? I'm a DJ. You a DJ? You ain't got Little Dirk? No, I couldn't even tell you who Lil Durk was. I couldn't tell you not one song by Lil Durk. You know, Lil Wayne, Lil Durk, Lil John. You know, I got some Lil Richard. I got some Lil Anthony. A Lil Durk? Really? No. But it's like, that's not music. What are you all listening to? What do you think it is? You know, and that's why they go out and shoot each other, because it's like they get riled up after listening to this music. You know, they get all riled up. You know, you girl, you gonna suck my no, you know, because they heard it on the radio. Well, not even on the radio. It's like radio edits these songs down to where you don't even know what it means. You have an idea what he's talking about, but you just really don't know. You don't know. At the end of the day, it's like, you know, they edit it down and it's like, but then they find it online anyway, clean. And I shouldn't have to search for a clean version of a song to play it at Williams and Pizza, you know, clean version. What's cool is we both agree on one thing or one artist, and that's Soul Sonic. Because, you know, they love them some Bruno Mars. And that song, it bridges the gap between the old and the new school. Because it mixes old school beats with new school lyrics. If you listen to the song Smoking Out the Window, the beat is like straight Delphonics, stylistics. It's straight Philly. But when he gets to that point, this got me, then diamonds on my wrist, diamond on my neck, diamond. You're like, okay, all right. New school lyrics. And even with the clean version of this song, and I play it at Williams and Pizza, you can hear everybody in the restaurant when that part comes up. This got me. I mean, loud too. They don't know the rest of the lyrics, but when they get to that part, this got me. Like, and the version I have, it just cuts that part off. It just says this got me, but they know it, they feel it. It's like, y'all like that? I like it because it's got an old school beat to it. It's some old Delphonics stuff. Now that's a love song right there. It's a sad love song. It's probably on a scale of 1 to 10. That's probably one of the saddest Christmas songs next to "What Did a Lonely Do at Christmas." I'll be here every year, every Christmas, waiting on you, and she never shows up. Dang, Luther. Dang, Luther. How dare you make a song and a song that I can relate to, you know? There was this spot that I used to go to. I remember one year I was dating this young lady. I'm not even going to say her name. And we were dating and we went downtown to see the lights. And we stopped to watch. They had like a little ice skating rink. And we stopped there. And at that point, we looked at each other. And I thought, this is it. This is going to be forever. This is going to be it. This is going to be my wife. That was that Christmas. And there have been several Christmases since. And that song right there, every year, every Christmas, I'll be here in that same spot waiting on you. Guess what? I ain't going there no more. The ice skating rink on State Street. Yeah. Love songs. That's why we call it bedtime stories. Here's the original Luther Ingram. What's up, Ken? Ken, I reached out to this lady about this Tahoe. They want 800 for the Tahoe. The thing is, they said you got to pay eBay for it. eBay? Why do I have to pay eBay for a truck? I thought it was kind of suspicious. So I didn't act on it. $800. Because what happened was last time when I went to go see this van, it was too good to be true. That van was like nothing like it was in the picture. It was all smooth and shiny and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's one of those stock pictures. You know. Yeah, it was one of the ones that you sent me. It's a black Tahoe. And they said you have to go through eBay to get it. I'm like, why can't I just bring you the $800 and then I just, go to the currency exchange, get some, dealer plates or whatever they call them, temporary plates, and drive the home. I got to go through eBay. I'm like, I'm not feeling that. I don't know if that's, if that's for real or not. It makes me kind of leery to, yeah, but that was one of the ones that you sent me. It was a beautiful truck. I mean, leather seats, heated seats, the whole thing. Beautiful truck. Gray leather seats. I'm like, but it was just that eBay thing. There was, you send the money to eBay and then we'll deliver the truck to you. I mean, sometimes that's the case. But is it legit is what I want to know. Because if I send this $800 and I don't get nothing, or they send me a truck that ain't got no engine in it or no transmission, or it's on 4 flats, I'm going to be pissed because I'm stuck. Right, you have to have a credit card or a debit card. I get all of that. I get it. I put the money on the credit card right now on my Capital One card, but I'm not trusting it. Or you can go to get one of those prepaid cards, put the money on that, and then give it to them. I'm just not. I'm not cool with that. I'm not comfortable with doing that. I mean, because and it says no bank cards. So the thing is, if you, do a bank card, they said you can always cancel it. And then they don't get no money. eBay is legit. They back up everything they sell. Okay. If you say so. But I was like, I don't know. They sent me the contract and all of that stuff. I'm like, okay. I'm still not I'm a little leery about that. They said you can go to any Walmart and get one of the prepaid cards and give them the number off of that, put the money on there, da 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 da. Okay. Please do. Preston said, don't do it. Okay. Ken said, I'll look and check that out tonight. Okay. Because I want to do it, but I don't want to get screwed. I don't want to get done, if you know what I mean. I'm not, and that's just it. If it's too good to be true, then 9 times out of 10 it is. That's a pretty ass truck. I don't mind saying that. It's black. It's got nice, wheels on it. I mean, the whole thing. It's a 4x4. It's about to get nasty outside, this, that, and the other. I'm like, okay. But I'm just not trusting that. So Preston says don't do it. Diamond says don't do it. Ken said he's going to look into it. So let me know, where was that located? Joliet. I'm just not comfortable. (2003) Chevy Tahoe. Did you receive my invoice from eBay? They told me they already sent you the invoice. Please get back to me as soon as possible. If you haven't received the payment invoice yet, just check the bulk junk mail folder. As a filter may have prevented it from reaching your primary inbox. Hope to finish this transaction soon. My response was, I'd like to see more pictures of the car. She said that her granny was selling this car. Right, that's the one that had chrome everywhere. One owner, I can't even get that out. 89,000 miles on it. As I've told you in a previous email, my husband died. I had to move out. Received your info. I'll ask eBay to send you the invoice. Sounds like the Nigerian scam. I mean, I tell you, this truck is like, yes. Alexander O'Neill, a broken heart. Sometimes it can mend. Other times, no, it can't. Sometimes it's just, Anyway, it's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed, but never to sleep, with the greatest love songs of all time. Time sure flew tonight. This is my last song. Here's the baby Nancy Wilson, and You're as Right as Rain on Bedtime Stories. That's the one that had chrome everywhere. I know, right? I purchased records off of eBay. Those are private seller. eBay don't back up. Don't do it. Okay. Preston says don't do it. Diamond says don't do it. Ken says he'll look it up. Preston says sounds like the Nigerian scam. So they get $800 of my money and they're gone, right? Because if you use your bank card, you can trace that to them and get your money back. But if you get a prepaid card and you put that $800 on the prepaid card, it's like deuces. There's no trace. So I get it. But the truck looks so beautiful. It's black and it's got 2 rows of seats in the back, bucket seats in the front. Oh, Lord. Prepaid cards is like sending cash. Don't do it, I promise. Okay. All right. Okay. Sounds too good to be true. I get it. But the truck is beautiful, guys. I mean, I saw the picture and they sent me more pictures of this truck with all those miles on it. They've sold this car to 10 other people. Like, so they just keep selling the same truck that nobody ever gets. Is that what it is? Oh, well, I'll just fix mine up and just keep going on Marketplace and try to find something that's legit. Excuse me, but the truck is so pretty. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. It's black with gray interior, leather seats. Dang it. Why can't it be real? Where did the time go tonight? I swear. Nancy Wilson, you're as right as rain. That's going to do it for your Dr. Al Greer. Thank you so much for staying up with me as always. Preston Shanks, Ken Watlington, V. Diamond Brown, and a host of others. Thank you so much. Of course, Troy, who didn't say much tonight. I don't know why. Normally he says a whole lot of stuff. Preston says, please, $800 is a lot to lose. Yeah, especially if a truck doesn't exist. I saw this truck on what is it, Marketplace on Facebook, and it's like, they want 800 for this truck. It is so pretty too. It's black, gray interior, but my gut is telling me, it's not real. It's too good to be true. Just like this van I was looking at over at over on Western Avenue Nissan. They said, oh, here's the van right here. It was on a flat. They didn't have the keys. You know, it looked like somebody had drove it into La Rabida and just said, oh, well, just leave it here. Anyway, thanks again, guys. I appreciate you all. Preston, Ken, Diamond, just everybody. Thank you. We'll do it again tonight, right here on Bedtime Stories. Till next time, blue skies, green lights, and peace. All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you. Especially for that advice, because it's like, what's the saying? If it's too good to be true, then 9 times out of 10 it is. 9 times out of 10 it's too good to be true. Like, dang it. Oh, well. So, good night, guys. We'll do it again tonight. Right here, same time, same bat station. Peace out. Check on that for me, Ken, because I know, never mind. All right, good night, guys. Love you. Be safe. And I'll give you the update on the van once I get it tomorrow. All right? All right. Peace out.